Hello you lovely lots, time has come. This is going to be a little intro till I get into the main video. As you can see, the hoodie's back on. The shorts are still on though and the crocs, because today it's what I call my harvest day. I did it last year and I'm doing it again this year, but the significant thing this year is this summer, since April, about mid-April, these koi in my indoor 5k pool, what I call it, I've been on the Nutramare 360. So there's been a lot of talk lately with food, a few people with a few opinions of it, and in food in general, especially Saki Hikari lovers, which I was a Saki Hikari lover, and I still am. It's an absolute fabulous feed, arguably the best food on the market. So that can't be denied, and I've never said that. All I'm doing is showing my progress. And at the minute, with my eyes, these laser eyes, not exactly laser eyes, so I've got glasses nowadays, but these fish in this pond look to me, by my eyes, and what I've done with them this year, look really good on the Nutramare. So before I cut to that video, this is the before I get set up and all that stuff, and I'll cut this into my main video, so this one may be a long one. So here we go, let me show you these, and straight away you'll see a difference straight away with this pond, because I've done something, nothing major, but can you see the difference? The net is lower. I've took off the sides yesterday, so those sides that I had on were the perspex sides. I've took off, look, so there's a bit more, it's a bit of a cleaner look. You can't see the net as much, to be honest with you. And no guys, I'm not taking the net off. I don't feel comfortable doing it because the side of this pool is quite low. I don't know how you guys that go on that have got these windows with about an inch of water below. I couldn't settle like that, because I know fish jump, and that you can have times where they maybe jump even more if your water's not exactly spot on, because you will get, especially if you're pushing food, you may get problems with where you get bits of ammonia and nitrite, and things aren't perfect, because if you are doing what I'm doing here in a 5,000 litre pool, you are pushing the boundaries. I am pushing the boundaries, so I'm not taking that risk, because I don't want to come in one day and be upset because one of them has seeked the side, decided to have a bit of a jump, and off it goes. You come into a fish on the side. So people will say, oh, that's because of this and that, and yeah, it is. So I'm not taking that risk. So don't get into that comments and getting into all that, because I'm not getting into that argument. My net's stopping on. So yes, right, so let's have a quick look at the fish. And also, before we start the next cut, this net will be rolled back about halfway, and I will have my, what you call my keep net, North Fine square keep net, with all the fish inside, hopefully, with some water in here and a little bit of sedate in there, because when they're in there, just to calm them down a little bit. And I'll measure them, pull the video close up hopefully with a couple of them, get some measurements. There's my card and my measurements. And just as an outline, you can see that piece of paper there with all the scribbles on. It looks a bit of a right mess now, but they have all got the name of the koi and the actual weight they were. And then what I did, I've measured out or estimated what food I needed so I could feed them in percentages. So come the last month and a half, the koi in here have been fed up to about 1% of the body weight. Okay, now unfortunately for me, the bloody air source heat pump that's behind there started playing up. So the last 3 to 4 weeks, and by the way, it is Sunday the 28th of September, the last 3 weeks or month, that air source heat pump hasn't been working. It's not plugged in, look, plugs off. It's not on. Here's the proof, it's not on. It's been playing up. And, oops, the water temperature is now 16.7. Yes, 16.7. So the air source heat pump has failed me again. It failed me in May, so bear that in mind. failed me in May, so I was on natural razors with a temperature, and then it's failed me come early September. It might have even been late August, unfortunately. So when I've needed them crucially this year, because I was hoping that I would still be at around 23, 24 now, so I would have got another month out of growing with these, but I haven't anyway. So take that into account when we come up to summing up. But let's have a quick look at the fish. They're looking great. I'm well happy. So this is what's going to be coming out. Now, as a quick evaluation on waist and things like that, we can't see the body shapes on them too much at the minute, but from my eyes I can't see any issues. The body shapes look pretty decent to me. The colours look pretty decent to me. The water is a little bit yellowish, but nowhere near the yellow that I was getting on Saki Hikari, not even close. Saki Hikari was definitely more tea coloured for me last year. You can have a look at the videos. But anyway, the water colour's not really a concern to me because I'm just growing them. It's not a show pond. And then the waste has been really great. I can't grumble with the waste. Yes, we talk about waste, and you will get waste in a pond, there's no doubt. If I look close enough, there's probably a ton of waste in this pond. But I'm hoping that Easy Pod with the K1 in there is collecting most of it. But another proviso on this harvest this year, that filter only gets cleaned out once a week. Yes, once per week. And what does that mean? It gets drained, it gets turned off, it's bubbled for 10 minutes, the K1, the air's turned off, it's drained, and then what I've been doing is I'll pull the bottom drain so it fills up about a quarter until the water runs clear in the bottom drain, because it comes out a bit discoloured at first for about 3-4 seconds, and then so give it a quick blast, all the muck comes out, turn off, drain it. Then I'll get my hose pipe, hose the sides down of the mesh, and then I hoover it out. I used to put more water in and then mess about with it, but I don't anymore, or try and hose it down the sides, but I don't. I just put my sludge buster on it, a quick 30 seconds, it sucks all the muck out, job done. Fill up, water level drops, RO goes on. Okay, and that's it, that's what I do. So no massive water changes or anything like that. That's all I've been doing. So nothing major. Okay, I've kept it simple. So now what I have, if you can see in there, that really light stuff is Saki White. I had a couple of kilo left from last winter of Saki White, Saki Hikari White. So that's been going in the last couple of weeks. Now it's got cooler because the growing period, that's why I'm doing this now. In Japan they probably get a couple more weeks, so they do theirs in probably starting soon into October. So I was hoping to get into October, but the temperature, as you can see, is done for now. It's below 18, so the feeder's gone off, so hopefully they've cleared out the gut while I'm getting them out. And yeah, it's quite a nervous time, so I'm doing it on my own in a tight space. Hate it. I feel nervous already doing this because you're getting koi out, and I'm doing it because that's what I'm doing. I want to see the progress on the Nutramare and the feed, compare it to last year's growth maybe, and just see what they've done this year. But what I can say is 75% of people, like my pond, my main pond has got Nutramare, and I've noticed the food in the bottom of the pond has been so much more less. And the fish there, I don't see the point in giving them Saki Hikari. I really don't, because they're not really high quality. So what? Yeah, I don't get the point. So they're stopping on Nutramare 100%, no matter what. So if you're one of those people that's feeding low range, mid range, high range, you give Nutramare a go. I don't see the point in going to that really high level cost for what? What you're gaining. Really think about what you're gaining. If you're seeking out and irking out percentages of quality and stuff like that, then maybe. But if you're not, I don't see the point, honestly. So this food for me straight away, common sense tells me it's eliminating much of the market straight away. Just go straight to it because it's cost effective, it's low on waste, and it gives results. Just look at the bag of the ingredients, you can tell that straight away. It's not a poor food, it's an high quality food. That's it, end of story for me. So anyway, let's have a quick look under here before I turn this video off and cut it into me next bit, because I want to show you. Let's have a look at the waste, because there will be some waste in here, because I've noticed that since the water temperature has gone down, and I could just say, oh, this is the Nutramare, or if it was on Saki it'd be the same. It doesn't matter. The temperature has gone down, so they're metabolizing less, obviously, because the water temperature is less, their body temperature is less. They're not as active because of the cooler water, so their digestive system is going to consume less. So, and I've got to say as well, on that, another caveat, they've been hammered this last month. They've had 1%. So in a way, with my air source heat pump going out, it has caught me out a little bit. I'm a bit mad about that, because I was hoping for a big bang at the end. But anyway, that hasn't happened. So let's have a look on the back of that. That's the scenario I'm painting, because what I'm seeing with a lot of these comments, and it does baffle me, there's been some comments like, oh yeah, I fed Nutramare and it made me water green. Not buying that, I'm sorry. I'm just not having it, sorry. Really don't get that one. Now that's even possible. But what I don't do, I don't jump on this, I'm not polarised like that, and jump on certain things and just blame one thing for it. There's a lot of people in the world like that nowadays, and yeah, baffling, really is baffling. So I'm sort of middle ground, you know what I mean? I take a rounded view. So I know that despite what this growth is and what the condition of these koi, it's not all down to the Nutramare, it's down to me as well. It's down to the temperature, it's down to the consistency, it's down to the water quality, it's down to a biological filter, it's down to my regime. And I know that with my regime I could have had better results than maybe what I'm going to get now. I don't even know what the results are yet, they could be crap, but because I haven't had them out yet, that's for the next part of this video. But I know that straight away, because I could have cleaned that out twice a week, and that would have improved my water quality. I maybe could have done more water changes. But anyway, enough of that. Let's have a look at this water. So what I have done, I have noticed, is because I've changed things around a bit a couple of months ago, the air bar's out now. That's in my main pond. I've got this air stone here, and my water return under there, it's now pushing straight across, I believe. And then the return from the air source heat pump was there, look. So what I've noticed is, if I'm going to get any accumulation of muck, it's always about here, unfortunately for me, because I think that the pond comes down here as well. So unless I can draw a lot of water out of this pond and mechanically get it out, regardless of the biological filter, forget about that, that is your ideal. So that's really, despite what people say, drums and meshes are ideal for that. The only downside of them is they can break down, because they are electric and mechanical, aren't they? They've got motors in that to do the drums. But I see the draw with drums, because they're washing that drum all the time, so they're getting the waste out all the time, and you can pull massive amounts of water out and waste through that and pull it through, which is absolutely, you can't get any better than that, can you? It's ideal. So yeah, that's food for thought. I would, in the future, designing a pond, have a 4-inch bottom drain pulling straight to a drum only, maybe more than one bottom drain, just through a drum, and then have a high mid-level going through for your biological. So you're basically pulling circulation through that pond and circulating it back into the pond and collecting all that waste only, and then have the biological completely separate. I think that would be the ideal. Anyway, let's have a look. Difficult to see. Here we go. There we go. Look. Can you see down? Can you see down there? Possibly not. It's very difficult. I'm not going to drop my camera in. There you go, look, there's some waste down there, look. So it does collect a bit down here, some solids here, look. So bearing in mind, this is after a full season. This is after a full season. See where that tail was just wafted, there's a little bit of waste at the bottom there. But regardless of your food, you're going to get this in there. Now I have noticed, like I say, since the water's dropped, temperature, and since I've put Saki white in there and mixed it in, that I have experienced a bit more waste in the last month or so. And it is the end of the season. So what I'm going to do, took up 16 minutes already. Crikey, I'll only have to have about 10 minutes measuring them, won't I? So what I'll do at the end of the season, what I will do, once these get out and get back in, and probably next weekend, this will all get hoovered out with my pond jobby, clean slate. So will that one, it'll get topped off with a bit of fresh water, and then the both filters are going to get stripped down. This happens in spring as well. So the midsection, I will scoop out all the K1 will come out into my trug, and then I'll hoover in that midsection to make sure there's no sludge and crap in there. And I'll do this, in fact that was done a couple of weeks ago, so that won't get done. There weren't that much in there actually, but one of the sponges got stuck. So that's already been out. So that will have a empty, and the section will come out in the middle, and I'll have a look. And then I will turn that off, and I will probably hoover the bottom of that out just in case anything in there, and just check that, but that's normally okay. And then that's ready for them for the winter. Then they'll be left alone all winter, and they'll probably get fed a couple of times a day, just sparingly, just to be ticked over. And then when it's really cold, that heater there will kick in, and then it will, you know, maintain about 8-9 degrees around about January time. And then at that point they won't get anything. Unless they're interested, they might get a few pellets when it's around about 10 and just ticked over. So anyway, enough of that waffle, let's go. As you can see, water quality is looking decent, so I can't complain about the water quality. I've had no really issues with ammonium nitrite this year. It's been my best season so far. And I'm not saying that's the Nutramare, all of it. Don't take things to extreme, people. Stop it now. Right, let's get on it. So let's have them out. So all the koi are in that net, by God. Right, this, I'm making a pact to myself. This is the last time I'm doing this, measuring these koi and things like that. But I'm not doing it to prove a point, I'm doing it to see if what they're doing is what they're doing in growth terms and things like that, and condition. Because my biggest koi, my Taniguchi Golden Corn, the male, if anyone's ever had Shisui, Goshki, the two NNDs, one of them's an absolute nutter. They're absolute crazy fish, they jump and all sorts, so be warned. That Taniguchi Golden Corn was in there, believe it or not. I got my last fish in there, just about to zip up. It fucking jumped out. Smack, it's landed here where my tripod was, knocked two scales, and now it's in there. I've had to grab it quick off the floor and then put it in there. Absolute nutter fish, so they're not coming out again. I'm not out, and that's it, I'm not coming out again. So this is the last time I'm doing this, because once I know what this food does, I know what Saki does, because it's great food, but I'm not comparing the two. I just want to see what growth, but I can see with my eyes what they've done straight away. I mean, look at this for a bowl of fish. So this one, let me show you this one quick, because there's always something that can go wrong, and it has. So there's that fish, I put some sedate in it, I put it in there, and blood came out its gill straight away. So I'm hoping now that I have not trashed that fish by having it out. Look at it, look at this, look, it looks absolutely beautiful. Look at this scalation on its body, beautiful. Now it jumped out and it hit this side here, look, can you see its side? Look at that, on its gill plate, on its sides all red. Fuck's sake. Knock two scales out down this side. It probably won't do it any harm in the future, but look at it. So stressful doing this. You know, and koi dealers are having the fish out all the time, aren't they? And I've only done this once a year. I mean, scales dropped out there, look. So this is how you've got to be really careful. And I handled this really well, look. Knocked a scale in its side. So, for getting this out, I may have trashed that fish now. You see where the scales have come out there, look. Lovely fish, lovely body. Lovely, look at the grey on that head. So we do this to admire them, and I suppose we've got to admire them, but frustrated. So yeah, you could say in a way the industry's quite cruel, isn't it? Because you see these koi dealers, they're flipping, popping these fish in and out of the bowl all the time, aren't they? Anyways, I put some sedate in because it damaged its back fin, look, as well. For fuck's sake, red there, look where it's landed. It's obviously now a bit fed up. So I'm going to give that a quick measure. I'm going to spray its side where it's damaged itself, and then get these out one by one with my koi sock. So I netted them, koi sock, transferred them all into there, but look at that. Get back to where I should have been, admiring what a bowl full of fish. Look at the colours. That one's looking to like to jump. Look, the buggers. Look at this colour of them. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, get the zip back on. They're absolute buggers. Them Shisuis are mental. The NNDs are mental as well. So this Taniguchi Golden Corn, the male on the 26th of April was 47. Now that to me looks like it's absolutely smashed that. 47, the other one's a female. Can't argue with the, look at that body. Here we go. Wow, it's about outgrown my bowl. 60 cm. That is 60 cm. It's split fins. So that, you know what, I'm tempted to put it straight into my QT. So I'm going to see how that one goes. It's going back in the main pond, but it might go into my QT. So that is 60 centimetres. 60 cm. But look at the body on it. You can't argue with that, can you? So from 47, 26th of April to 60 centimetres. I'm happy with that because it's retained its body shape. Let's get it back in the pond. Job. Anyone that's got one of these, look, absolute crazy fish. So I'm not going to mess about with it too much. Look, you can see straight away it's absolute nutter. Vygotsky was, this was the last time, because it's that much of a nutter, last time we had this out was the 26th of October 2024. It was 39 centimetres. Now when I got this from Sunnybank Koi, it was very small, so it's not a very good grower. You could tell that straight away. But it's a lovely koi. Look at the colour of that one. Shimmed out its head, look, the belly's fading a bit on its head. I've noticed that at the start of the year was happening a bit. And then there's but the actual Kuro on its top is absolutely stunning. Look, the scalation is amazing. It's almost like a blue. But anyway, let's get this measured up. There's less stress. 46 cm. 46 cm. Lovely body line. Sure you'll agree. Nothing wrong with that body. Really nice shape. It's not fat. Really pleased with that. (46) That was 39 centimeters. So you can see, since I've had that, 26th of October 2024 was 39. So it's grown 7 centimetres. It's not a very heavy feeder or anything like that. It's really weird. And I've noticed the NND Shiros are like that I've had. All 3 of them, dead shy feeders. Probably why they was on the smaller side when I got them. So it just shows you, you live and learn. You live and learn. And I've learned from buying some of these koi what to look for in the future. So this one, Tancho Sanki, 26th of April this year, was 38 centimetres only. This was on the smaller side as well when I got it. Bit of a theme there, isn't there? Am I a bit of an idiot or what? Lesson learned. But this one has developed well. Look at the body on that. It's absolutely stunning. Let's see if we can get down to there, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with the condition and the body of that koi. Look, see its body line, really nice. Its Sumi placement wasn't the best when I got it, but it's still a £500 koi, that was, and I think it was not very big when I got it either. So the body of that's really developed well. So enough of that, let's see what that's done. Should we come down a bit? Oh, that's better. Right, come on. Saki fish farm, Sanki, lovely head. I mean, before, let's look at the head on that. Look at that body shape, look at the height of the back. I mean, I can't feel a massive degree of fat on this koi, not underneath the belly or anything. Let's have a quick look at its bottom end. Ooh. This wasn't sexed, I don't think. But dealers aren't daft. They don't give up females lightly, I tell you now as well. So I think I'm only going to do females in the future as well. That could be a female, that one. Anyway. This is a fussy one as well. 50. 40. I'm going 49 with that one. $49. But that has packed on some body, that one. That one's packed on some body, that is for sure. 49. 49. Pushing on 50, that. So it's gone from 38 centimetres in April to 49. I've only done 3 fish and I'm stressed as anything. This one I think is really nice, really nice. Tamora Shower, 26th of April, was 50 centimetres, but look at the, again, the theme, the body shape. You can't grumble with that body shape. I love the placement of the benny and the deepness of the benny as well. The colour's lovely. Absolute mad eggs, look at them. Do you know what I mean? Just give it a few seconds just to calm down, calm its tits down. See if the sedate will take hold for me, but we just appreciate that fish. I think it's a nice fish. One of my favourites actually. The Sumi is really nice. I love the Motoguro in the pecs. I love the head. the edge spot and the memoir here, and the way the Benny just goes into here, and the placement as well with the Benny on the Shiroji. See, not sort of messy, really nice. And then you get this little band of white here, Shiroji at the back, and then this bit of a black band. Then there's even a bit of Benny at the back, look. Beautiful, I love it. One of my favourite fish, this one. So that one is, it's probably pushing over 55. But I'd say 55. Around like that. Lovely fish, again, lovely Benny. There's some deepness inside the Benny scale, you can see it with deeper look. Lovely Kiwa, Sashi, really nice, really hopeful with that one. What did I say? 55 cm. Where is it? Yeah, and that one hasn't been a big grower either for me, even on Saki. So can you see a theme with this guy? This is where I'm learning. When you pick up koi, a lot of them are males and a lot of them aren't massive growers. See a theme? Like I say, dealers are not daft, especially dealers that buy collections of koi, then grow them on and sell them on. They know what they're doing. They see, they've got eyes in months and months in front of us, so they know what they can weed out to sell on. Still good fish, but they keep the better ones back, no doubt about that. So 50, what did I say? This was 55. Pen's bulged up now. 55 centimetres. And that koi, like I say, what you get as well, you've got to maximise the first 4 years. Now that's, I think I've had that 3 years now, so I've really only been targeting the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm actually, with my koi, I'm actually out really of that growing window, if that makes sense, because you're not gonna get like a centre a month every single month in the growing season, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Otherwise every single one of us would all have 1 metre plus koi, wouldn't we? It just don't happen like that. So 55 for that one. Let me get it back in. So this is where you have to take figures with a pinch of salt and look at the overall quality of the koi, and I'm happy with that one. For fuck's sake, thing broke. The net's broke. See what I mean? Stress event. Talk about stress event. I am not doing this again. Last time these are coming out. Last time these are coming out, guys. Lost a couple of scales looking that little event there because my friggin' net handle just came off for some reason. Looks like where it screws on, it's come off. So scale, look, near its back end, that one, by the looks of it. Yeah. 2. I think there's 4 scales in there I've lost off that fish. You know what? You know what? I think I'm going to get one more koi out, and I'm going to abort this, because this ain't worth it, is it? What's this worth? What am I proving, really? Eh? This is where, as a koi keeper, you live and learn. 4 scales lost. So that's the Taniguchi Golden Corn's lost about 4. That one's lost 4. And I've got some right nutters to get out there, the NNDs. Can you hear them thrashing in that net? Yeah, I'm not having it. I'm aborting this. I think I'm going to take just one more koi out. And that's the Shisui going flipping whackers in the net. So this is the NND Shiro DK line, absolutely stressed to hell. Look at the red on it now. I'm not going to mess about. 43 centimeters. Look at the body in the lovely menoir, lovely body shape, can't argue with that. $45. Lovely fish. It hasn't been a big grower, it's been quite shy. The one I want to have a look at is a female Taniguchi Golden Corn. So that's from 30th of May, end of May, so discount May, June, July, August. Gone from 40 to 45, but that's been a right shy feeder. So was the NND Shiro in there. It's put me off NND Shiros actually. Because that one, I put it in there because that one's the same. It's so shy, it never hardly fed in there. And I've seen it on previous videos. Look at that. That's that Shisui. That one's coming out. I'm not getting that out. Too scary. Did you see that then? That Shisui look. Now that has grown, that one. Can tell that. That one's coming out in a minute. I'm not putting that in there. Sod it. Yeah. I've shown you on many videos where I'll put food in and cutting snacks and stuff, and they're just perusing. It's really weird. It's like the thick. I can't grasp it. It's like the thick fish. So yeah, I'm a bit put off with the NND Shiros now, if I'm honest with you. All 3 are males. I don't think that makes a difference, but it may well do. Yeah, but anyway. So I'm going to get really selective now. Really selective. I'm not going to get drawn into these cheaper fish at 295 and this, that and that have been wheedled down and being sold and stuff. Don't matter who the dealer is or anything like that. I'm going to get really selective, and I think this is where you get in the hobby. When you're sort of progressing and you get to different stages, and I want to dream about spending the money I have on these koi in here. But now I'm getting to a different level again, so that's where then I'm not parting with my money unless it's a nice female, I think. Don't want to do anything silly. There's the Taniguchi. This has got some salt in it, thankfully, so it might do them good. So let's have a look from here. Right, Shisui. Yeah, this Shisui really has grown. Look at that. What's this? A bait jumps. Look at that. Absolute beautiful. Look at it. Lovely body shape. Look at the colour of that. Wow. Wow. See, this is how I'm going to enjoy them in the future. Like this. Look at that. Lovely body. Hardly any fat again on there. I can't see what growth it's done, but the condition is looking absolutely mint, and off it goes to this Momentaro. I'm not getting that out. Look at that. Flipping beast. Look at its head on it. Wow. Again, I feel its body, it just feels really firm. Lovely body shape. This has never had really great benny when I got it from Gatwick Koi. I went and seen Gary and I just really liked it. I think it was only about £140, something like that. But I thought, you don't see many Momotaro shows, and the head pattern just absolutely, I loved it. So I thought, right, go for it. So I would like to get that, but I'm not good at it. So that one's going in. Here's the second NND that literally packed with the other one and don't eat much, but its qualities are really nice. You know, it's a male fish, but it's got some nice qualities, but it's going to never be a big fish. And that's probably why it was ported with, because it don't demand as much money and things like that. And yeah, there you go, that's my view on them. But lovely, lovely fish. Look at the Sumi, really nice, lovely Shiroji. Beautiful fish. See, this is a lot less stressful now. Now these two I would like to get out, because these two I believe are females. So these are definitely two that I'd keep, no doubt about it, because I can tell straight away. Look at the body difference. Look at this Taniguchi golden corn. Look at that. Look at the colours. Look at the body. Absolute beast. Absolute beast. Lovely body shape. Again, it's a female, but I can't feel its body. Don't feel like very fatty. You know, like some fish, you get that belly on them. Just not happening with any of these. And this one, I believe, this is a Shinoda. I believe this to be female. Oh, that's nice. It's not the best in terms of, it's a bit messy with the Sumi and stuff like that if you're going to critique it, but it's a nice fish, look, and I believe that is female. And what I have noticed is its gill, it's got that flappy skin bit at the end, which is classed as a bit of a deformity, I think, and that one, it looks a bit excessive to me. Hence why when you're trying to beat the dealers, you know, they see these sort of stuff when they put them in a selling them and stuff like that. You know, I'm not knocking the fish, they're all great fish, but when you start getting pickier and pickier and pickier and getting high level, you start seeing this and you start learning from it. You know, some people don't even critique fish like that at all. It's just a fish. Fish is a fish, and that's fine. You know, and I was like that, but my eye is getting more drawn to these things. But anyway, I've got some nice fish in here. I'm really enjoying them. So the Taniguchi's there, look. That was where is it? The female was 41 centimetres in April. 41 cm in April. Let me see what that's done, because this one is a lot calmer. I think that's just pushing 50, 51 I'd say. 50 centimetres. 50 centimetres is that one. That's a 50 cm. 50 cm. $38 to $50. So I got that at 38 centimetres, and I think that was Nisai at that, 38, so it's not very big. At that, they're getting like Tosai, some are getting Tosai at 38. So it weren't the biggest when I got it in the grow event, yeah, Ricky's grow event. It was 38, I got it delivered on, landed 30th of May. And it's now 50 centimetres. Wow, I'm happy with that. So most of them are all pushing 50 centimetres now, apart from the two Shiros, which are just getting behind a bit. But I noticed in here, look, in this net, and these come fresh in here, there is one, two scales, black and white, look, So that is either off the Sanki SFF, lost a bloody scale. And then there's a white scale there, absolute fuming. So what I mean, yeah, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing it again, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Because I think that's just proved a point. If we've learned anything from this video, guys, if we've learned anything from this video, like me, you get to a point where you put up with these things, and sometimes you're in two minds whether you share this sort of stuff. If I'd have got that Taniguchi golden corn on video, it would have shocked you, I tell you. Now, this happens at koi dealers and stuff like that. Let's not be mistaken, not just us, but it just makes you question why you do it, don't it? So I'm questioning myself, why now I do it? Because regardless of your food, if you've got the protein about right, you will get good growth, no doubt about that, you can't argue that. So really, why are we bothered and fixed on size? Because as you can see, all of those fish in there, what is proven here is, for me, from moving forward, and I'm going to hold myself to this, they're not coming out again into a bowl like that again. It's not happening, I'm not doing it, it's not worth the risk. One, lesson learned, moral of the story, and you always go away with one. They're stopping in here, and I can hear some people shouting at the camera going, well, I told you so, I never get them, you shouldn't do that, it's cruel and all that, but that's what we do. But from now on, I'm not. At worst, they'll go in this holding net one by one, and I'll critique them one by one. Because obviously putting more than one in there, they can crash against each other, they've got less space. There's risk when you're putting them in there, there's risk when you're holding them, there's risk when this net's off because they're thinking what the hell's going off. So moral of the story is, let's look at the body condition. I'm happy with the body condition. I'm going to keep feeding Nutramare. I'm not going back to Saki Hikari. Yeah, what I've saved this year is taking me to Lanzarote in March, and that's only this year. And if I times that by, if I'm happy in the, over the next years, that's going to save me potentially £1,000 a year. £1,000 a year, guys. Think about that. Let that sink in. Would I have got a much better growth, a much better body, a much better skin? I don't know, and I'll never know. But do you know what? Conclusion for me there is, I'm not bothered. I'm happy with them. These are for me to enjoy. On that note, hope you enjoyed that one. I bloody didn't. That was stressful again, as was last year's. Hit the like, hit the thumbs down, because it gets the algorithm going. And if you're a subscriber, thanks for the support, and I'll see you on the next one. Because I bought some, and I got a little bargain, some test kits off Facebook, which will people trash, but I got a right little bargain. Anyway, see you on the next one.